For the first time, the leverage in a salary negotiation is sitting on your side of the table. Most people have no idea it moved, so they still negotiate the old way, from a position of guessing and hoping. Two things shifted it: pay transparency laws, which now force a large share of U.S. employers to show the salary range before you ever talk money, and AI, which hands anyone the market data, the script, and the rehearsal that used to be the private advantage of people who negotiate for a living. Put those together and you can walk into the conversation knowing more than the manager across from you expects you to know. This is the exact method, step by step, plus the two mistakes that quietly cost people the most money. Start with what changed in the law, because it is the ground everything else stands on. Around 16 states plus Washington, D.C. now have pay transparency rules, and by early 2026, something close to half the entire U.S. workforce, 60 million people and climbing, works under some form of salary disclosure. California, New York, Colorado, Washington, and now Massachusetts, Vermont, Illinois, Minnesota, the list keeps growing. Many of these same laws also ban employers from asking your current salary, which kills the oldest trick in the book, the one where they anchor your new pay to your old underpaid number. The figure you used to have to guess at is increasingly printed right in the job posting. That changes everything, but only if you know what to do with it. Step 1. Set the floor correctly, because most people get this exact moment wrong. You see a posted range, say 120 to 160,000, and your brain quietly aims for the middle, 140. That midpoint is the anchor they are hoping you accept. Reframe it. The bottom of that range is the worst outcome the company has publicly admitted is acceptable for the role. It is the floor, not the target. Your job is to find out where in that band, or above it, you actually belong, and that takes real numbers, not the posting. Step 2. Find what people actually got paid, not what the company admits to. The posted range is a legal disclosure, deliberately wide. What moves in negotiation is evidence of what real people at your exact level signed for recently. For technology roles, a site like levels.fyi publishes verified recent total compensation data broken out by company and level, base salary, bonus, and stock separately, so you can see that a role posted at 140 offers at 175 last quarter. That is the difference between saying, "I would like more," and saying, "People at this level here signed for this much in the last 6 months, and here is my source." One is a wish, the other is leverage. Step 3. Use AI to do the preparation that used to cost you a paid coach. 3 jobs specifically. First, paste the offer and your research into a chatbot and have it draft a counteroffer that is calm and specific, anchored to the real malure. Second, and this is the one almost nobody does, tell it to play the hiring manager and push back on you. Make it throw the objections at you. "We do not have budget, that'd best offer," and practice your responses out loud until they are smooth. Run it 4 or 5 times. The first time you hear, "We cannot go higher," should not be in the real call rehearsal. Third, have it pressure test your reasons, so every number you name has a justification attached. You walk into the real conversation having already survived the hard version of it. Now the 2 mistakes, because they cost more than any clever tactic gains. Mistake 1. Naming your number first when you do not have to. If the range is posted and they have made an offer, let their offer and the public range do the anchoring, arc it figure with your evidence. Blurt out a number too early, and you either anchor yourself below what they would have paid, or you reach too high with nothing to back it and lose credibility. Let the data anchor, not your nerves. Mistake 2. Fighting over base salary when the real money is somewhere else. In a lot of roles now, and almost anything touching AI, the growth is not in base, it is in equity and bonus. Stock grants have been climbing year over year as companies compete for proven talent, and a split is forming in the market. Standard software roles seeing flat base pay, while AI native roles command large premiums, often carried in stock. If you spend all your leverage pushing base up 5,000 and ignore an equity grant you could have moved by 20, you won the small fight and lost the large one. Negotiate the whole package: base, bonus, equity, start date, sign-on, not just the one line that is easiest to talk about. Put it together quickly. The posting says 120 to 160. Levels shows people at your level signing for 175 total, with a third of that in stock. The offer comes in at 145. Instead of accepting or blurting a number, you say you are genuinely excited that based on recent verified offers for this level, the market is closer to 175 total, and you ask whether they can close that gap. on base, or on equity. You have already rehearsed the pushback. You are not being greedy, you are being specific, and specific is very hard to argue with. That conversation 5 years ago required information you simply did not have. Now it is an afternoon of preparation. None of this works without the nerve to actually ask. The data does not negotiate for you, but the data is now doing more of the heavy lifting than it ever has. The law shows you the floor, the market shows you the real number, and AI lets you rehearse until asking for it feels ordinary. That is a fundamentally different starting position than the one most people were taught to expect. The free kit has the negotiation prompt pack, the counteroffer draft, and the hiring manager roleplay, ready to paste in, and the link is in the description. And that closes the loop on how AI hiring works, from what it sees in your resume to how it interviews you to the offer at the end. If this run helped, subscribe, because next we go one level deeper on the tools and tactics behind each step. Subscribe.